Hey guys, welcome to community analysis number 8. And yes, I did get a haircut, so I am looking extra sexy today. But that is not the point of this video. We are looking at this guy. I don't know which one it is. I have to go back to my DMs. Not my DMs. Okay, I am the dude in the purple shirt, the dude on the other side. So, for future reference, if you guys are going to record, it's preferable if you are on the same side as your camera, so not on the far side. And also, this is a bad angle. I can't see the full width of the court, and like the angle also doesn't let me judge how well um, your shots are, like net height wise. So, like for example, I can't tell you if your nets are too like high or the quality's loose. I can't tell you if your lifts are bad or good. I can't tell you if your clears are too shallow or whatever. But without being said, or with all that out of the way, we'll just keep watching. He said this isn't one of his best footages, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Um, Guy in purple. Okay. Is this alright? So right off the bat, the stance is just way too vertical. If you look at like professional players and their stance, we'll do it like this because I don't want to get up. Singles. Actually, we'll look at who has a good attacking. Actually, yeah, Victor Axelsen has a good stance when he plays. Like even though he's super tall, he gets down like. Am I gonna have to like pull up a video? Yeah, I guess we're gonna pull up a video. I love Victor Axelsen, so I'll try and show him. He's not an accurate example in most situations, but here he is. Let's see, 2 months ago. Okay, so actually, this is perfect timing. So like you see how he's tall, and like you seem quite tall as well, but you can see how like his body language is forward. He has his whole body leaning forward. Like this back leg is taut, it's tense, it's flexed, it's loaded basically with kinetic energy. If you want to get scientific with it, and this allows him to basically push forward to attack the short serve. So granted, um, he's really committed to the short serve, which is okay in singles because like flicks at this top level really don't happen that much. And the reason why I'm saying that is because like his look at his front leg, it's basically just flat on the ground. Like this setup ideally is only gonna let him go forward. Like if it's a good flick, it's gonna catch him off surprise and quite off balance. But like look at this overall stance when attacking the low serve and compare it to you, um, where you're just vertical like this. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay. All right. So a few things. Let's see. Wait. Let's go back. So when you're trying to hit the shuttle, you don't want to hit it like this. You see how you're basically hitting it like this? This this isn't good power transfer because your power is coming at an angle. When you are swinging, you want it to be a straight line, a straight, clean transfer of energy from your like kinetic chain from your body to the shuttle. And the most efficient transfer is a straight line, of course. So the reason why this happens is a few things. One, it could just be lack of practice, lack of coaching, lack of technique, and two, it could be footwork. You were too slow, or you just weren't able to get to behind the shuttle in time. So keep that in mind. It looks like a combination of both. The shot here, it's not a bad idea at this level, making the opponent move. Actually at any level, but particularly at like lower levels, cross shots are particularly deadly just because everyone has poor footwork. So not a bad idea. Um, well, we'll take a look at what happened here. All right, so um, this is a tactical error, basically. So we're gonna have to pull up a badminton court for this. Badminton court. So open image and tab. Oh, that's way too small. I want to see if I can cross shot. I want with an arrow. All right, so why are these so small? Hang on, I'm trying to be more visual with these. Court cross shot, big image. I don't know what to call it. All right, we're just gonna have to do. All right, so ignore what the. Ignore everything. Like ignore all the words. Just look at the lines. Ignore the forward smash. So you're in this corner, right? And you play a cross shot, but your position is where my mouse cursor is, this purple circle. But your opponent is going to run back here and get it. If you stay here, you leave this entire side of the court open to the most dangerous shot, which is a straight shot. And again, for reference, like this is common sense, but I find it helps when I tell people this. Straight shots are always faster, they're always easier to play off, and they're always harder to get back because there's less time to get to them. So if you play a cross shot like from here, you need to bias your center position a little bit here. So ideally, like your left leg, you're right-handed, so your left leg is on the line, and you're like actively looking for the straight shot. Because if you had done so here, like you see how you had to kind of like hop over and get to it super late. If you were in the right position, you might have been able to get it like a little bit higher. And instead of having like driven it back super far, you could have played something a bit tighter and pressured your opponent a bit more. So yeah, again, this is a little bit better in terms of like contact height. It's not exactly straight, but it's not as angled as it was the first time. Here, you get to the shot super early. I don't see why you play a lift. I would have played a net shot here. Your opponent, is quite far back. It looks like he's anticipating a shot behind him anyways. So make him scramble, make him run to the front. Yeah, I knew it was out. Oh, he was in. What? What is going on? Was it out? Was it in? Looks like it was in. Alright, so the same thing again. You play, this looks like a high serve, but again, like look where your feet are. Your right leg is on the line, but your opponent is attacking from the left side. Granted, this is a little bit more to the middle because it was like the serving shot, but regardless, your body, like if you imagine a line down your body right here, right? The line of your body should be like in line with the middle of the court, if not a little bit biased to the opponent's side. It might not be to the degree that this left leg is here, but maybe the right leg is like half a racket length past the middle line. And again, this comes with practice, it comes with intuition, and it comes with like your consideration of your own skills. So like for example, for me, in singles, my like my backhand defense. So like if they do a smash to my backhand, my defense on that side is a lot stronger than my forehand side. So I tend to um position my body more towards the forehand side, so I have an easier time reaching that side, regardless of what situation it is. That's just like an example thing, and you'll like kind of figure out like what your play style is and what your preferences are and that kind of thing the more you play. So again, the same thing, like you have to reach back and get it, but I'll try and keep this brief because I've noticed in the past I've done really long reviews and I say the same thing over and over again. So I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm gonna use this time to be on my phone. Okay. This is better footwork. Okay, let's write down that rally. So the serve was here. This time, a little better. You're in line with the opponent, but it looks like you're way too in line. Like it looks like there's like a racket length between this foot and the middle line. And like at this level, it's fine. Like people's cross shots or their slice drops are probably not going to happen. And if they do, they're going to be like really loose. You can get them. But just keep in mind that like even though um you like want to bias a certain position to cover the straight, be careful of over biasing like this because if you leave a very noticeable gap at higher levels, players are gonna take like exploit that and basically just put the ball where you're not, um, and it just make you stretch and hard, or make you not hard. Sorry, that was like Korean. Make you like struggle. All right, so this is better footwork to this corner. Good around the head work. Good. I don't know if that was like a smash or a drop. If that was a half smash, that was a good shot. If that was a drop, um, needed a little bit less pace and you needed to land a little bit in front of the opponent to make them bend over. Okay? So I don't know what happened here. It looks like you were in position, but you kind of like hit it like this. Like maybe you're anticipating it coming in front of you, but it somehow got behind you. In that case, that's just a footwork thing. Like you need to adjust your feet every shot. Um, with that being said, like that was a good shot to play from that side. And so, a few things. If you play a cross shot, like I said earlier, wait, where is it? Here, look how you kind of just like are watching, watching. Like you've taken maybe one step length here, and he's already at the racket. Like if you play a cross shot, you need to immediately start running, or not. Yeah, I would say it's run. Immediately start running to the middle, in anticipation for a straight shot. Because again, that is like the most logical response. Because, for example, if you play a cross shot, like we'll go back to the court, right? Um, yeah, let's use where the fuck is it? Let's use this image again. If you play instead of like a clear, you play a cross drop like you did in this situation. The ball is going to land. Okay, here's the net. The ball is going to land like around here, right? Maybe tighter, maybe looser, depending on your speed, your technical capabilities, that kind of thing. But it's going to land somewhere in their front court. So um, the opponent's likely response is going to be just to play a straight net. So it's going to go here. Um, so you're going to have to run this diagonal. That's typically the case because singles is all about movement pressure. So um, get in the habit of if you play a cross shot like this, immediately start running at least to the middle, but anticipating this front shot because you don't want to be the one under pressure. Like if you play the shot, but you are the one that ends up running around all the time, then like it wasn't a smart exchange. You're wasting more energy than they are. So again, here you get to this a little late, but there's no reason you need to take the shuttle this low. When you're approaching the net, you need to be taking it high. The imagery that has stuck with me the most, and that my coach is trying to reinforce for me, is that like when you're approaching the net, imagine there's like a magnet at the end of your racket, and like the net is magnetic. So your like racket is like dragging your arm into that corner, right? And the reason why you want to do this is because of a few reasons. One, it shows what one of my coaches has said as like intent. That was a really strong word to use. Um, and what I mean by that is like if your racket is down here, you're not threatening because your only two options are to play a really loose net shot where the opponent has a lot of time and can see what you're doing very clearly because you're taking it so low, or a lift. But if you take it up here, like at net height, if your racket was in line with the net, there is a few things you can do that you can't do from down here. One, if their shot is loose, you can just kill it immediately or push it. You can play like flatter shots. Two, if you do play a net shot, it's going to be a lot tighter. It's going to fall down a lot faster, and you have the opportunity to play spin shots when your technical skills allow you to do that. And three, if you play lifts, you're able to play them faster and flatter and just of like higher quality, and it's a lot easier for you. There's a lot of reasons to always take the shot as high as you can, like always, always. Actually, there's not an exception to this rule that I can think of in badminton. Yeah, you always want to take a shot as high as you can in every situation. Yes. If I'm wrong about that, I would like to know, but I think that's the case. Anyways, so again, this time you're lucky it was out, but like you see, your body was still biased to the wrong side a little bit. It was a straight shot. If that had gone over, I'm not sure if you would have gotten it, and if you had, it would have been probably a poor response. But let's keep going. I might need some water soon. It's already been 15 minutes of me talking. What is going on? Was that a rally? I'm very confused. Sorry. Let's see. Alright, so again, the same thing. So actually, this time your like your stance is a lot better. Like your feet are a lot wider. You're a lot more like what I was saying earlier with Victor Axelsen. So maybe you just need to get warmed up and get mentally in the zone. But you see how like let's watch that again. Like you see how like he basically pushes off his leg. Look where he's reaching the shuttle, right? He's reaching it closer to net height. And this allows him to play like flatter lifts like that, which puts the opponent under pressure because it's flatter. It's still a lift, so it goes over their head, but because it's flatter, it's going to fall down faster. So they're not able to get it um, as early as they would like to. See, like here, he's taking it behind him, which limits his options. So take that same principle here and just try and reach the shuttle higher. Like you see here, your racket is up here, and the moment they serve, you immediately bring it down, which kind of defeats the purpose of having your racket up in the first place. What you should be doing instead is when you have your racket up, bring it forward. Like your body is moving forward, like you push off with your legs, your back leg. Just bring your racket forward as well, um, on your backhand or your forehand side. Good lift. So again, it's kind of the same thing. Bias more to the straight. You don't need to push these shots back either. If you play like a short block, you're making the opponent run, and then they likely will have to lift, and then you can smash back down. All right. So a few things. Here again, positioning, I would prefer to more middle. In this case, you were right. They did play across, and I can't comment on if that was just luck or anticipation because I can't see what the opponent stroke looks like. But here, the tactical error is you approach the shuttle with a sideways facing racket. You approach the shuttle like imagine this is the strings. Instead of showing it like this, you showed your racket like this. And the problem with this is that it severely limits your options of what you're able to do, and it basically just tells the opponent what you're going to do. Because like when you're approaching the shuttle at net and you do this, the only thing you can do is play a shot like this way. It might be across, it might be just to the middle, but he already knows the shuttle is going to be here. He doesn't have to worry about the straight. He doesn't have to worry about the lift. He doesn't have to worry about drives. So he just like he's chilling. Like he's just gonna run forward. What you should have done instead of approaching a racket like this, you should have approached it like this, and that gives you a lot more options. At the last moment, if you do want to play the cross, then you switch immediately, or you switch at the last moment that your technical skills allow you to. But holding this allows you to play the spinning straight shot. It allows you to push it straight. It allows you to push it cross. Um, yeah, I don't think I need to talk anymore about that. Nice, nice. So a few things. This is a really, I don't know if this was like a deception, like you know how some pro players will do like a forehand serve in the last moment, like low. That looked a little bit loose. Um, at a higher level, that would have been punished, I think, or that might have just been a poor high serve. I can't tell. Either way, I would work on that serve. Here, so in singles, you typically do not smash to the body unless it's for a surprise or unless the shuttle is like really short. So for example, if you're doing if you get like if you're playing at the net and you get like a tumbling net shot and they like panic and they lift it, but they only lift it to like right here, then the smart decision is to actually play a shot to the body. That's a viable shot. But if they play a lift back here, unless you're like just really strong and really confident in your smash and your opponent has weak defense, typically it's smarter to either play to the lines or drop. But yeah, so he gets his back. Looks like with decent power because it surprises you and you take it behind you. Yeah, because you're running forward, you're not thinking he's gonna get it, and then this shot, yeah, is behind you. Here, you could have gotten away with a soft shot, just like a soft drop, and that would have let you maintain the offense, basically. But yeah, you do a good job here. No, 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 no. What happened? So you like anticipated the net shot, like you were waiting there. Your footwork looked right. I don't know. I think maybe the shuttle hit the net, or maybe you just need to work on your lifts. I don't know. You also, I also can't judge how far or how close he is to this shot, but you could have just played a straight net shot back. It looks like look, his racket is down. You know, at this level, like they're not going to like pounce on it and kill it. So if you have like a decent net shot, and by decent I mean it's not gonna go like this high, then you could have played a net shot here. You could have played a net battle. What the hell happened here? Sorry. Alright, so well, what is going? Why are you holding? Like, is your arm hurting? But yeah, again, you're taking it way too low. So either it's telling me there's a lack of explosiveness in the front, or that you're standing too far back. Either way, and again, you're doing the thing where like you're already showing not only with your racket but also with your body that you're wanting the racket or you're wanting the shuttle to go this way. Maybe at this level it's okay, but like if you continue to improve, opponents like notice these things and you're just giving them like more prep time basically and you're making their life easier. Is it out? It's in. Okay, so he's telling you hand signals. In, out, okay. Yeah, we typically use this as in and this is out. We also can do this. Okay, nice. Some flat play. Okay, so here, this is a lot better. This is how you should be approaching the shuttle every time, if you can. Not necessarily like this. You can also approach it like this, but like you need to approach it with like this intent, with this like this vibe, I guess. But yeah. So you play a flat shot here. If you play a flat shot in singles or doubles, you need to keep your racket up. You need to keep your racket up because like what is a technical advantage of a flat shot, right? When you play a flat shot in singles or doubles, you're challenging the opponent's racket skills. because they're not having to move their feet. The shuttle is coming to them, but it's coming at a pace and it's coming towards their body in an awkward way that they have to have good enough awareness and racket skills to be able to shoot it back. And because there is limited time, the most likely answer or reply from them is another flat shot. And singles and doubles is all about preparing for the most likely shot. Um, because the most likely shots typically are the ones that have the least amount of time for you to reply to. So like, think about it. If they play a net shot, it's slow. You have time. If it's a net or if it's a lift, it's going to be high. It's going to be to the back. You have time. But if it's a flat drive back and your racket is down like this, and it's of good quality, like you're going to be the one under pressure. And at that point, why did you start? This flat game, right? You might as well have just lifted it. But it was out. Okay. No, no, no. I don't know what happened there. I think you were trying to play a cross lift, and you gotta remember. Hang on. Yeah, I think you were playing a cross lift for sure. Shit. Where is the shuttle? Yeah, so if you play a cross lift and you're taking it from like really low, and you're trying to add pace to it, your shuttle's got to go really high um, to get over the net because you're playing it cross, right? So that's very common. Like I do that sometimes as well. And you fix that with practice and of course gain sense. You can also play a straight lift. Like there's nothing wrong with straight lifts. I myself have the really bad habit of like not playing enough straight lifts in singles. Again, the same thing. Like your racket length or your racket, like this is where you should be reaching the shots all the time, ideally. Of course, sometimes you can't read the opponent, or sometimes like your footwork isn't there, but like this is ideal. You should be reaching the shot at this height. But if you reach at this height, your racket, like you approach the racket or the shuttle above the net, you might as well just like pushed it down, right? Because that's a higher percentage shot of ending the rally compared to just playing a cross. Like yes, the cross is good and it does put them a lot of under a lot of movement pressure. But again, at higher levels, that's what I'm thinking. At higher levels, like this has a lesser chance of winning the rally outright. And again, like show the straight first and then play cross last minute or last second. I mean, was that the same thing? Was that literally the same thing? Yeah, it was. Like that was like carbon copy, wasn't it? So yeah, like oh, yeah, what the fuck? Sorry, it was just like a mind fuck. Am I just watching the same rally over and over again, or are these two rallies back to back? No, it's the same. What the? So there's a few things here weird. So I don't know what the opponent is showing you, but like you were very committed to the straight shot. Not only in this rally but the rally before. So I don't know if this opponent is just showing you that he's only gonna play straight drop, or like you just know his habits. But like well done on this anticipation. Like this is good. With that being said, like be careful because again at a higher levels an opponent will see this and until they hit the shot, like it's anyone's game. And what I mean by that is like they might have mentally made up in their mind, okay, I'm going to play a straight shot, but if they see this, they still have the option to change that shot last minute. Like a drop can suddenly become a flat clear, right? Or it become a cross drop or a smash even. But if you're like, this mentally committed, like it's kind of hard. So just be careful. Like it was good, and at this level, like across net shot like that is fine. Better. I don't know what just happened. So again, there's a few things here. So I told you earlier that you need to be covering like the most common reply that has the least amount of time to get to, like the AKA we call it the most dangerous shot. In this situation, the most dangerous shot is a straight net for two reasons. One, it's the shortest amount of distance. It's from their front court to your front court. And two, it just has to go over the net, right? So there's not much distance and there's not much time. But if you see what you did here, you play this shot and you attack it well, but you immediately step back, which doesn't make sense. If you play this shot, like a soft shot like that, you need to play the shot and then bias your position towards that corner to cover your weakest or your most dangerous shot. Because and otherwise, that will happen. Like, yes, they can play a lift, and yes, they can play a cross net shot, but those require longer distances, and therefore you have more time to get to them. So it's okay to bias the straight net. So attack the shot there. Okay, so a few things. So if you play a shot like this, your body position needs to be like a lot more forward and like a lot more sideways. And what I mean by and what I'm like and why I say that is because at this angle, or I mean like if the opponent is taking a shot this low and they're like this much scrambling at any level, even all the way up to the pros, there's only really two things you can like realistically do. You can play like a loose net shot, or you can play like a frantic lift, right? Either way, it's likely going to be like in front of you or behind you. So you need to change your position from like a stance like this. It's like imagine these are your feet. Your feet need to be like this, um, because like you get to this shot so late, like your opponent's back in the rally now. Like you have the chance to end it there, but because you play this shot, like they're back on balance, they're stable. You've lost the advantage, right? And um, you were like you're really close into that front corner. So when they played the lift behind you, now you're the one under pressure using the backhand. And at this level, and at really any level, you don't want to be taking the backhand under pressure, just because it's always more ideal to take it on the forehand, right? It's like look how short that was. Smash it down. Oh. So a little bit better. This is an okay defense. Here sometimes it is like sometimes even pros will like lift it immediately back to that same corner if they believe the opponent is too committed to the front. So like this is an okay defense, not something you always want to rely on because you're just giving the attack immediately back to the opponent. And so if you play against stronger players, that's usually not good. Um, but here it was fine. Here you are. Where's my frame by frame button? Okay. So here you are getting into it a little better. Your racket needs to be more flat though. Like you're still doing it like this. It needs to be like this. Because here I think you were trying to play a straight shot. I think you were trying to push it into this corner. But if your racket is like this, there's just physics. There's just no way it's gonna happen. You got the job done though. Again, you need to be taking the shot closer to you. Like again, see, like you can't even see, but like you see where your body is. You're taking the shuttle so far away from you. Like there's two things. One again, like I've said before, inefficient transfer of power from your body to the shuttle. But two, this over time, this is gonna kill your shoulder. As like especially when you upgrade to like real rackets, higher string tensions, like feather shuttles. this is gonna kill your shoulder, and you're just gonna tax it unnecessarily. So um, get closer to the racket, or like get closer to the shuttle, I mean. And like the good imagery that we've used is like imagine your elbow is slicing off your ear with every swing, with every like swing. That will help you keep your body more in line with the shuttle. But yeah. Okay, here's better. You play the cross shot and you're running immediately forward. Okay, so here a little bit better. You're approaching it, but keep it higher. You want to do it where it's higher, and then if it falls down, then you bring your arm down with it. You don't want your arm down, and you bring up your arm, for two reasons. One, if you have your arm up and you bring it down, you're like getting to it like marginally higher and at a better contact point. I don't know why, but I that's what I've seen in practice. Two, if you're down and you're bringing it up, it's harder to control that. Like if you want to play a net shot and you're bringing it up like this, it's harder to control the length on that because you're having to like fight against your own inertia. So like the shuttle's here and you're bringing your like arm like your racket like this. It's harder to like make sure that the racket or the shuttle goes over the net like at the right height. So keep those two reasons in your head. Here it's good. Again, like don't assume the rally is over. Don't step back like this. If they had gotten it back, you're just off balance and they've got an advantage. So good. You go over and no. You could also could have played a clear. Yeah, so good drop. He lifts it back. You could have played, there's three other corners you could have played too. Um, like it's not always about power, especially in singles. Better. Good. Again, same things though. Take the serve higher, have your racket higher. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, way to attack that shot. Unlucky. Sometimes they get it back, but that was the right thing to do. When you practice, you'll get stronger, and it won't happen as often. So don't worry about it. Y'all chilling? What happened? Why are we leaving? Nice, nice. I'm getting texts. Sorry. Nice. Only thing I would do is like only critique I have here is like look at where you're hitting the racket. Like you're hitting it like this. There's no angle. You have the risk of the shot being too flat and it going out in the back line. When you do kills like this, it needs to be a short, precise swing, yes, but the racket needs to end slightly down, as much down as you can. Because for two things. One, the steeper it is, the harder it is for the opponent to get back because it's going to reach the ground faster, so it gives them less time. And two, if they do get it back because it was coming at a downwards angle, the only thing they can do is play an upward shot. The problem if you play like a flat shot and it's in, but they get it back, they can play a flat shot back, and because you're so close to the net, it's likely it's going to go past you, and then they win the point. Like at pro level, that happens all the time. Granted, at pro level, it's usually like by luck that it happens, but it does happen. Oh. Alright, so when you're playing like lifts or cross lifts in general, it's not your wrist you're wanting to use. Like that was a lot of racket movie. It's you want to use your forearm, like where my tattoo is. You want to use like this muscle. So like if you want to play a cross, it should be like this. It shouldn't be like a whole swing with your arm. It should be at most maybe from your elbow, like just a little bit of arm movement, mostly to guide and direction the shuttle. But the actual power and generation of like the speed needs to come from muscles, not joints and bones. Um, for health and technical reasons, because like bones and joints are made for support and structure. They're not made for force generation because force generation will tear things, but muscles heal, bones do not. So keep that in mind. This is a little bit better than even last time, but still you need to have the racket completely flat and facing down a little bit. Good. This is good though. You did what you had to do. Good defense. Oh shit. But you see what you did here, where you played like a short shot like this, and you made the opponent run up, and see now they have to lift and they're off balance. You need this is the default defense in singles because they're all the way in the back and they play a smash. It's a fast shot, right? But if you get it back, you're using the pace of the smash, and that means your reply in return is also fast. So they have to run, which is why in singles, like that's the default defense is to like play a shot to their front court, make them run, and stop them from defending. But let's see what happens. It was in. If it was in, that was good. Yeah. Um, the rest of this is pretty much GG now because I can't see anything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't review the rest of this footage. I can't see anything. But it looks like it's a lot of the same things. So to recap, because I know this is a long video. One, when attacking the low serve, have intent, reach it as high as you can, right? Two, when doing net shots, don't show what you're gonna do until the last moment, right? Like you need to show the straight because that's like the shot that has the least amount of time to respond to. And then at last moment, if you want to play across, then play the cross. Don't approach the net like this because then The only thing you can do is a cross, so it's not dangerous. They know what you're going to do. Um, Three, be mindful of your body positioning on the court. If you play a lift to their right side, then bias your body to that right side, or I guess if it's to their right, it's your left. So like position your body to the left, right? And vice versa. If you push them to the left side, position your body to the right side. So like if you put like you know what I mean. What else? When you play lift, it's not your whole arm you're using. Um, yes, it will generate the power, and at lower levels, it will be fine, but there's not any accuracy to it, and it requires a big swing. So, like, if you're wanting to play like some of the more advanced lifts that are like a bit flatter and not as high, you can't do that with a big swing. And also, a big swing is a huge tell. Like, it basically tells them, okay, here, I'm gonna lift, go to the back. But if you play like, a shorter swing like this can also look like a push. This can also look like just a net at the last moment. It's a lot easier to disguise what you're going to do if your motions are smaller. Um, what else? Oh, if you play a cross shot from the rear court, immediately follow up and anticipate they're going to play a straight. There's a few times in here where you played a cross shot and you didn't follow up and you lost the advantage. And most of the time lost a rally after that point as well. But yeah, I think that's about it. I hope this helped everyone else. Like and subscribe. Please send from good angles. Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed.